Good evening, I'm Nicole Weisberg. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, weeks after a man died waiting in an Edmonton ER, we hear from provincial politicians about the state of the healthcare system. The not-so-common cause of a fire in a downtown apartment building. And warm weather impact, pooling water and other hazards of the big melt.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Nicole Weisberg.
The Minister of Hospitals says he has started a judicial inquiry into how a man died waiting for care in an Edmonton emergency room. Provincial officials took questions about the incident for the first time today. And as CTV's Connor Hogg reports, the province insists its approach to care is proactive instead of reactive.
To Mr. Sreekumar's family and friends, you have our condolences and our commitment to a thorough, independent and transparent review of the circumstances surrounding his death.
Hospitals Minister Matt Jones spoke publicly for the first time Thursday following the death of Prashanth Sreekumar. Jones says a number of measures are coming in the short term to deal with emergency room capacity issues. That includes a new triage liaison ER position and bed towers. The province also planning to release a dashboard with hospital metrics.
The system requires a long-term capital plan so that these decisions are not reactionary, they are not political, and they are on time.
Sreekumar died on December 22nd from apparent cardiac arrest after waiting nearly 8 hours for care at the Grey Nuns Hospital. I
am not in a position to explain to the public exactly why this happened. There's a number of contributing factors, no doubt, but that is the job of the fatality inquiry.
He knows something went wrong with the Prashanth tragedy, and he doesn't want to tell us what is it.
Sreekumar's family says they're bothered by the government's response to his death and the lack of clarity on exactly what went wrong that day.
Hope Prashanth is the last one to die, but I after listening to today's press conference, I doubt if he's the last one.
Carla Peck's father spent 4 days waiting for care in a makeshift waiting room in an ambulance bay after he was brought to the U of A hospital with the flu on January 4th.
He was basically laying in a stretcher bed, not even a real hospital bed, but a stretcher bed for 90 plus hours. It was horrendous. It was extremely worrying.
Stories of stretched ERs have prompted some doctors to call on the province to declare a state of emergency. Jones says it would have been unnecessary.
We have all tools and authority necessary to manage the system.
One of those doctors says today's announcement won't fix the wait time crunch.
They have finally decided to put a doctor at the triage desk just so people don't die in the waiting room again. That's an admission the system is in absolute crisis mode.
The province says it's working to get its newly announced measures active in hospitals as soon as possible, with the triage liaison position starting at some hospitals, including the Grey Nuns, on February 1st. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
People who visited the Royal Alexandra Hospital Friday are being warned about a measles exposure in areas open to the public. Primary Care Alberta says the infectious person visited the cafeteria and the main foyer Friday morning. The exposure period was between 7:15 and 10 a.m. Anyone not fully vaccinated is asked to monitor for symptoms. New data released today shows Alberta has had 2,041 cases since outbreaks began last March. 15 cases are considered active. Measles is incredibly infectious and can lead to serious complications. Vaccination almost eliminates the chance of catching it. RCMP say a 5-year-old girl is dead after a crash involving a stolen truck near Cold Lake.
Upon arrival, emergency responders treated the injured occupants of a minivan. 5-year-old girl in the van was, very unfortunately, deceased. The other occupants of the van, a 10-year-old boy, their 27-year-old mother, and a 30-year-old male, were taken to the hospital with various injuries.
Police say a pickup was stolen 3 days earlier in Saskatchewan from someone who had offered help to the suspect. Officers found the truck about an hour after this crash. A 34-year-old Bonnyville man was arrested yesterday. He is facing a number of charges, including failing to stop at the scene of a crash causing death. RCMP call the man a prolific offender and say he was on bail for breaching a probation order. Alberta's Serious Incident Response Team says a deadly police shooting 2 years ago was justified. In August 2024, EPS and the Internet Child Exploitation Unit went to search a home in South Edmonton. ACERT's report says the officers showed up at the door with a warrant. They told the man who answered he was under arrest for having and accessing child pornography. The report says during their interaction, the man swung a knife at officers. One officer was stabbed. Police then shot and killed the man. Investigators say the use of force was proportionate in this case. An e-bike battery is being blamed for an apartment fire that injured one person and displaced dozens of others. This video from a viewer shows flames and thick smoke pouring out of one of the suites at 115th Street and 100th Avenue. Edmonton Fire Rescue says trucks arrived just before 6 last night. One witness tells CTV News she saw 2 different people jump from the 6th floor.
I saw one person climb out of the balcony onto the lower one below it. To get out. That seemed to be successful, and then someone else, I don't know if they were trying to do the same thing and fell, but they fell from that floor and then landed on the roof that covers the driveway.
Edmonton Fire said today an e-bike battery caused the fire. It is estimated the fire caused about $500,000 in damage. Strathcona County RCMP have seized more than $250,000 worth of drugs. Strathcona County and St. Albert RCMP drug units worked together to search 2 homes at the end of October. One was in Sherwood Park and the other in southwest Edmonton. At the Edmonton house, $235,000 worth of cocaine, meth, MDMA, and ketamine were found. Nearly $70,000 in cash was also seized between the 2 searches. 3 people have been charged.
This is fantastic for us as a detachment. Again, profiles the excellent work that our GIS units do. And it also, we're proud in the fact that this helps harm reduction within the community and takes this off the streets.
RCMP say drug busts of this size are rare in Sherwood Park. The last one was more than a year ago. With record high temperatures this week, the unprecedented snow we had in December is melting. That's creating less than ideal conditions for some winter activities. One exhibition is making sure to keep things cool in Ice District. That's where we find our Miriam Valdez-Carletti. And Miriam, how is the weather impacting the chiseled ice carving competition?
Well, Nicole, it may not look like winter right now, but it certainly does feel like it with that wind chill. And these ice sculptors are just getting started to bring in that winter magic. And as many Edmontonians know, it has been quite warm here in the city, causing lots of snow to melt. But the sculptures here so far are standing pretty strong. These 300-pound blocks of ice are more resilient against the warm temperatures than you think.
Each one of the sculptures that we're building down here is 15 blocks, and so they have a bit of thermal mass to help them stay cold.
10 carvers from across Canada are in Ice District for the Chiseled exhibition. Soon, these blocks will be transformed into ice sculptures.
One thing we do have to be concerned about, though, is freezing the blocks together, because that does require the temperature to go below 0.
The warmth is creating a bit of a splash throughout parts of the city, causing water to pool up. EPCOR says it's important for Edmontonians to help by breaking up any ice near stormwater drains.
We'll start to get some complaints from manholes or catch basins or even water valves that may have been impacted as they work through the tight constraints of the neighborhood.
Since January 9th, EPCOR has responded to 33 calls related to flooding or pooling water. If you plan on taking a walk, it's important to avoid stormwater ponds. As
water comes into and out of the facilities, there are a number of different ways that ice can be unsafe. So again, EPCOR recommends people keep a wide path away.
Ice is also unsafe by the river valley. Edmonton Fire Rescue Services says the ice on the river can be deceiving.
It's not a safe place for walking. The moving water below the ice shelf itself actually creates variable thickness and ice quality in the ice cover itself. And so that means at any point, even though it seems safe at one point, it can be very unsafe at the next point.
Now, if you are looking to enjoy some ice, this is the best place to do it, and a nice, safe, beautiful way to enjoy some of the ice. And so if you do come down here, these sculptors will be here all weekend, and the finished products will be here until Mother Nature says so. Nicole?
Thank you, Miriam. And Josh is here now with our first look at the weather. Obviously warm again today, but also so windy.
Yeah, no wind warnings for the city of Edmonton. Now, in the city, we maxed out at about 65 kilometers per hour for gusts. Eastern Alberta, where you do have some wind warnings, though, gusts have been up around 100 kilometers per hour, and that has led to widespread power outages in eastern and northern Alberta. Here in Edmonton, your daytime high today is going to come in at 7 degrees. It was not +7 for most of the day. That was early this morning for about an hour. From about 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., temperatures were in the 3 or 4 degree range. We're just slightly above zero in Edmonton right now. Temperatures have been slipping a little bit. We'll be below zero here within the next hour or two. It's right around freezing mark, not only in the city of Edmonton, but outlying areas. And you can see the wind gusts, not quite as strong as they were earlier this afternoon, but it's going to stay windy right through the rest of this evening up until about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. After that, the wind should gradually die down, and we'll see a much calmer day tomorrow. All the areas in green under a wind warning. Again, that doesn't include the city of Edmonton. It hasn't been quite wind warning criteria, although there were some weather stations just outside the city that reported some wind gusts earlier today, close to 80 kilometers per hour. Sky's pretty clear. And that'll be the case through the next couple of hours. I think overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, we'll probably see a little bit of cloud cover slide in. Still gusty through the early evening and then calm tomorrow. Cooler as well. About -10 range tomorrow morning and a degree or two below zero for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. Another big warm up on Saturday, though. Those details in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. After the break, a local entrepreneur scooping up what the city isn't.
Yeah, I feel like a neighborhood hero here.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Edmonton's housing market is expected to be evenly favored between buyers and sellers this year. The Realtors Association of Edmonton also says our housing market will remain affordable compared to other big cities. It says detached homes will be the backbone of sales with an average price of just over $575,000. The association attributes its forecast for a balanced market to Edmonton's affordability, steady population growth, and expanding housing supply.
Like even last year, we saw the inventory went up, number of sales went down, but our prices still held and even went up a little bit. So we're predicting the same. The population growth does impact the demand. So we're expecting less demand, but we still are predicting prices to continue to rise slightly.
Edmonton's hottest areas continue to be neighborhoods in South Edmonton, close to Anthony Henday Drive. We're getting a better look at the new rec center set to open later this month in north central Edmonton.
Is what we're calling our infield courts. This is our gymnasiums and other facilities.
The Coronation Park Sports and Rec Center near the TELUS World of Science is scheduled to open January 27th. It includes an indoor running track, courts, a bouldering wall, studios, play space, and more. Attached is the Peter Hemingway Aquatic Center, which has been closed for more than 5 years for rehabilitation. It will reopen at the same time. The indoor velodrome portion of the rec center opened in October. The facility cost taxpayers $153 million. Still to come, when the Edmonton Stingers will kick off the professional basketball season.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Speed skating is taking over Red Deer this weekend. The Western Canadian Outdoor Classic long track meet will be competing with the warm weather. More than 100 skaters will take on the 400-meter oval track at Setter's Place. Youth skaters use this event as a qualifier for Team Alberta in the Canadian Youth Long Track Championships. Other skaters compete for track records. If a new track record is set, there was a $500 prize. The event is running in place of the Jeremy Witherspoon Open Long Track Meet, which will return next year. Opening ceremonies run Saturday morning. The Edmonton Stingers will kick off the Canadian Elite Basketball League season. The Stingers will play 24 regular season games, beginning with a May 9th home game against the Winnipeg Sea Bears. Last year, the Stingers made it to the playoffs. They were eliminated in the Western semifinal by the Calgary Surge. The two rivals will face off in Edmonton on July 1st in the third annual Canada Day Classic. The regular season schedule features 12 home games at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Well, city crews are still grappling with vehicles parked on neighborhood roads they're trying to clear. Well, that could lead to a fine. There don't appear to be many tickets on windshields. Meanwhile, local entrepreneurs are making the most of the snow crews are leaving behind. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Bobcats tidy up windrows left behind by the city's big graders. Vehicles on the street make the whole process more challenging. Violating the parking ban should come with a $250 ticket, but a small sampling of snowed-in cars found only empty windshields.
There's really no excuse. We've been exercising a lot of grace over the last number of years. I think now it's time to take the next step of enforcement because it just frustrates everyone.
It appears plows had to skip a small section of this street in Brentnell, leaving the deep ruts in place. A couple of cars appear to have tickets, but a closer look reveals they're just notes from a neighbor. The city says by the end of December, it had issued 245 tickets. Data shows winter ticket volumes have varied since the city introduced seasonal parking bans. These figures include fines issued during both Phase 1 and 2 bans. In late 2022, Council cut enforcement funding from $1.2 million to less than $300,000. A report councillors will discuss next week says this resulted in a reduction of enforcement staff from 15 officers and 2 clerks to 5 officers and 1 clerk.
When we go through this upcoming 4-year budget deliberations and talk about how we're going to reprioritize and invest in things like snow removal, I think that needs to come with better investment in the enforcement side.
That new snow and ice budget could also include neighborhood windrow removal.
Nice big bucket.
For now, people like Stephen Robinson are doing that work.
Honestly, it's the daily grind. That's what it is, right? Trying to make $1 every day, man. Yeah. Got to.
Depending on the job, he charges $50 to $150 to clear away snow. He says what begins as one job often expands as neighbors see him in action.
I feel like a neighborhood hero here. with all the smiles and treats I've been getting, I'm happy to do it.
Neighborhood snow clearing is scheduled to wrap up at the end of next week. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The award-winning musical Moulin Rouge is playing at the Jubilee Auditorium this week. One of the performers spent the day at a local high school to give aspiring Broadway stars a few tips.
Now put your hands up, yeah? So it sounds like all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all.
These are the senior theater students at Strathcona High School. They were learning choreography from Moulin Rouge's dance captain, Katie Lombardo. They also got to ask questions about the industry. Lombardo says giving back to the community is an integral part of the tour.
Someone like me would have came, I would have been going crazy to have that. So it's cool to kind of be that person now. And I just love sharing the advice with them that people shared with me or things I've learned throughout the year. So it's just really special to share.
I learn a lot because it's always in a completely different style from our show. So I get to learn lots of new steps and moves in a different genre of dance.
Moulin Rouge, the musical, wraps up at the Jubilee Theatre on Sunday. Stay with us. Josh is here with your weather right after the break.
Friday on Your Morning Edmonton, it has been a tricky traffic week. We help you get where you need to go safely and get you ready for a warm weather weekend. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Josh, today we are saving the best for last, and that is you.
Yeah, and the best is that temperatures are going to warm up on Saturday and the wind will die down tomorrow.
Oh,
so
that's good.
That's the good news in the forecast. Take a look outside right now with the River Valley Sky Camps, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right, it's free. We're at 1 degree in Edmonton right now, 8 degrees cooler than it was at this point yesterday. Fort McMurray's almost 20 degrees colder than 5 p.m. yesterday. It is minus 10 in Fort McMurray. Grand Prairie's slipped to minus 2. And as we said earlier, as temperatures are falling and you had this really strong wind last night and through the course of the day today, there are numerous weather-related and fairly widespread power outages across northern Alberta through Jasper National Park. East central Alberta, we've got some widespread power outages as well, and you can see why. I mean, gusts 95 to 105 kilometers per hour earlier in the day today. We maxed out at about 65, Slave Lake, Red Deer. close to 85 kilometer per hour gusts earlier this afternoon, and we did have a few backyard weather stations in the Edmonton area that reported close to 80 as well. Here's what we're looking at right now. 30 gusting to about 45 here in the city. Still gusting close to 100 in Lloydminster. Sustained wind, 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. Forget about gusts. Just the non-stop wind is 60 to 70 kilometers per hour right now in east central Alberta. So there's your wind warning for all the areas in green. This will likely persist right through the overnight period, right along the Saskatchewan border. I think you may see areas further to the west have that wind warning ended a little bit earlier this evening. Let's take you through. This is 6 p.m. Still gusty, 30 to about 50 kilometers per hour. Even 9, 10 o'clock tonight, we're still 20 gusting to 30 here in the city. And still looking at gusts up around 60 kilometers per hour, maybe even stronger, Lloydminster, Coronation regions. Overnight tonight, still pretty gusty there in the east. But you can see after midnight, the wind drops off. We lose the wind gusts, and it stays calm all day tomorrow in the Edmonton area and across most of the province. Not as bad as today, but still a little breezy there in east central Alberta. You get a little bit of cloud cover that's moving into northwestern sections of the province. That's part of a low pressure system that'll move across the north later in the day Friday and into early Saturday morning. For tomorrow, you got this Arctic high that's going to drop in with some continued cooling for tomorrow. And then Friday morning, all of a sudden, south of that low, you get a push of some heat. So we'll probably be a degree or two below zero for a daytime high tomorrow, and then back up to 6, maybe 7 degrees for a daytime high on Saturday. It's one and done, though. There's colder air that returns starting Sunday, and daytime highs by this point next week in the minus 15 range. Those are your minus 15, minus 20 overnight lows in northeastern Alberta. It will be in that range for daytime highs by the end of next week. Minus 12 tomorrow morning in Grand Prairie, about minus 9 here in the city. Fort McMurray, not much of a warm-up, minus 18 tomorrow afternoon, but Grand Prairie gets back to minus 3 range as well in Red Deer with some sunshine, and here in Edmonton, minus 9 in the morning and high of about minus 1 or minus 2 with light wind through the day. 6 degrees Saturday, one last really warm day, and then about minus 5 Sunday. Looks not bad Monday, Tuesday, right around the freezing mark, but look at your long-range forecast. Minus 6 by Wednesday of next week. Could see some midweek snow, and in the minus 15 to 20 range for highs by the end of next week.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Well, that is our show for this evening. Thank you so much for watching. CTV National News is next.